Hello grade 7. Today our lesson is about noun clauses. The lesson is divided into 6 subtitles. 1. Noun clauses introduction. 2. Noun clauses that begin with a question word. 3. Noun clauses that begin with if or whether. 4. Noun clauses that begin with that. 5. Other uses of that clauses. 6. Substituting so for that clause in conversational responses. Subtitle 1. Noun clauses introduction. Verbs are often followed by objects. The object is usually a noun phrase. And remember guys, a phrase is a group of related words and it does not contain a subject and a verb. Like in the example, I know his address. His address is a noun phrase and it is the object of the verb know. Now some verbs can be followed by noun clauses. A clause is a group of related words and it contains a subject and a verb. The example, I know where he lives. Where he lives is a noun clause and it is the object of the verb know. A noun clause has its own subject and verb. Example, I know where he lives. We have the noun clause where he lives. He is the subject of it and lives is the verb of the noun clause. A noun clause can begin with a question word. Example, I know where my book is. Where is the noun is the question word. A noun clause can begin with if or whether. Example, I don't know if Ad is married. A noun clause can begin with that. Example, I know that the world is round. Subtitle 2. Noun clauses that begin with a question word. These question words can be used to introduce a noun clause. When, where, why, how, who, whom, what, which, whose. Usually question word order is not used in a noun clause. Example, information question, where does he live? Noun clause, I don't know where he lives. Pay attention, we drop the does and it's incorrect to say I don't know where does he live. It should be I don't know where he lives. When did they leave? Do you know when they left? What did she say? Please tell me what she said. Why is Tom absent? I wonder why Tom is absent. A noun or pronoun that follows main verb be in a question comes in front of be in a noun clause. Example, who is that boy? Is the verb, that boy, the subject. So in the noun clause, tell me who that boy is. We have that boy, the subject, then the verb is. Whose pen is this? Is the verb, this the subject. In the noun clause, do you know whose pen this is? This the subject and is the verb. Now a preposition and phrase does not come in front of be in a noun clause. Example, who is in the office? I don't know who is in the office. So we notice that the preposition and phrase in the office is always after the verb be. Whose keys are on the counter? I wonder whose keys are on the counter. Question word order and noun clause order are the same when the question word is used as subject. In the example, who came to class? Who is the subject, came the verb. As a noun clause, I don't know who came to class. Subtitle 3. Noun clauses that begin with if or whether. When a yes-no question is changed to a noun clause, if is usually used to introduce the clause. Example, is Eric at home? Noun clause, I don't know if Eric is at home. Does the bus stop here? Do you know if the bus stops here? Did Alice go to Chicago? I wonder if Alice went to Chicago. When if introduces a noun clause, the expression or not sometimes comes at the end of the clause. Example, I don't know if Eric is at home or not. Whether has the same meaning as if. Example, I don't know whether Eric is at home, or we can say, I don't know whether Eric is at home or not. Moving to subtitle 4, noun clauses that begin with that. A noun clause can be introduced by the word that. That clauses are frequently used as the objects of verbs that express mental activity. Example, I think that Mr. Jones is a good teacher. The noun clause that Mr. Jones is a good teacher is the object of the verb think. I hope that you can come to the game. The noun clause that you can come to the game is the object of the verb hope. Mary realizes that she should study harder. I dreamed that I was on the top of a mountain. The word that is often omitted, especially in speaking. Example, I think that Mr. Jones is a good teacher, or I think Mr. Jones is a good teacher. These two examples have the same meaning. Subtitle 5, other uses of that clauses. That clauses can follow certain expressions with be plus adjective or be plus past participle. Example, I'm sure that the bus stops here. We have the verb be in the present, am, plus the adjective sure followed by that. I'm glad that you're feeling better today. The verb be am in the present plus the adjective glad followed by that. I'm sorry that I missed class yesterday. I was disappointed that you couldn't come. The verb be in the past was plus the past participle disappointed followed by that. Now the word that can be omitted with no change in meaning. I'm glad the bus stops here. Two common expressions followed by that clauses are it is true that, again we can omit that, it is a fact that, and that can be omitted. Example, it is true that the world is round, or it is a fact that the world is round. Subtitle 6, substituting so for that clause in conversational responses. Think, believe, and hope are frequently followed by so in conversational English in response to a yes-no question. They are alternative to yes, no, or I don't know. So replaces a that clause. Pay attention, it does not come with a that clause in a sentence, but it replaces it. Example, is Anna from Peru? I think so. So replaces that Anna is from Peru. So it's incorrect to say I think so that Anna is from Peru. It's either I think so or I think that Anna is from Peru. Does Judy live in Dallas? I believe so. So replaces that Judy lives in Dallas. Did you pass the test? I hope so. So replaces that I passed the test. Now the negative usage of think so and believe so, do not think so or do not believe so. Example, is Jack married? I don't think so or I don't believe so. Negative usage of hope in conversational responses, hope not. Example, did you fail the test? I hope not. I hope not to say I hope I didn't fail the test. Pay attention, it's incorrect to say I don't hope so. Thank you for listening, grade 7.